In today's video, I want to keep it short and precise, and I'll be talking about supply and demand and how to take advantage of the financial market. All right, so let me quickly explain to you the basic scenario when it comes to understanding supply and demand. All right, so basically, at supply, we want to see sell opportunities, and at demand, we want to see buy opportunities. All right, so in the financial market, this is how I interpret supply and demand. So anytime market is moving to the upside, okay, and we make a minor retracement and price keeps pushing to the upside, what happens is that now price leaves a mark, okay, and this mark is this zone right here. So primarily, I just want to see price pull back into these demand areas for buy opportunities. And as well, anytime market is dropping, okay, and market makes a pullback, a minor pullback like this, and it continues to drop, I consider this area as a supply zone where I would want to see price pull back into this particular zone here for a sell opportunity. Is that okay? So with this understanding or with this illustration, I want us to delve into the charts and let's see how we can take advantage of the market. Okay, so let me see if we can have some few examples here. Let me use another pair. Let me see pound USD. So quickly, let's look at some few examples. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Usually, I use the line charts to make this illustration quite easier and simpler for myself. So here we see the price kept pushing to the upside. We had this minor pullback and price continued to push up, okay? So when we highlight this zone or this minor retracement as a zone, and when we switch to the candlestick chart, you notice that price came towards tap into that particular area for more push to the upside, okay? So here you can see that we didn't have a deep retest in this zone, okay? So let's look at other examples. So here as well, we can see that price kept pushing to the upside. We had a minor pullback and it kept pushing to the upside, okay? So when we highlight or consider this particular zone here, what do we have? When we switch to the candlestick chart, you notice that price tapped into this particular zone and what pushed to the upside. So let's look for more examples. So again, when I switch to the line chart, you notice that market was moving, had a minor pullback, price kept pushing to the upside. So what do? I highlight this zone as a zone of interest or as a demand zone. What happened? Price came back, tapped into this zone and pushed to the upside. Okay, so this is just a very basic and a very simple understanding when it comes to supply and demand. Okay, so let's look for more examples. Let's take another pair, Euro New Zealand. Great. So now what do we have here? We can see that price was moving to the upside, minor pullback, price continued to push to the upside. What happens when I consider this zone as my demand zone? What happened? Price pulled back into this demand zone. Then we had this push to the upside. When I switch to the line chart also, and you can see that price pushed, gave a minor retracement and pushed to the downside. What happened? When I consider this whole zone as a supply zone, what happened? Price came to tap into that zone and we have a sell opportunity. It is a very simple technique I use to take advantage of the market. Okay, so let's go back to gold. Personally, I trade gold, so let me use this opportunity to explain to you how I cut some opportunities on the market. So here we can see that when I switch to the line charts, price moves. We had a minor retracement and price continued to push to the upside. What happens? When I consider this zone as my demand zone, price pulled back into this zone again and we had a push to the upside. So the principle is very simple. Anytime the market is moving and it makes a minor retracement and it continues to push to the upside, make sure you'd consider this zone here. Okay, make sure you consider this zone here and wait for price to pull back into these areas for a buy opportunity. And also when price is dropping and it gives us a minor pullback and it continues to sell, also note this particular zone here or consider this particular zone here and anticipate for price to push into the zone for more drop to the downside. Okay, so it's a very basic understanding when it comes to supply and demand. Let me look for a few other examples, then I sign out. Okay, so here we can see that price moved, right? We had a minor pullback and price continued to push to the upside. Okay, so if I consider this zone, what happened? Price came to tap into that zone and we had more push to the upside. Again, when I switch to the line chart again, we have price move, minor pullback, and push to the upside. All right. So when I consider this particular zone here, you notice that price. So first of all, we had this minor manipulation here, but as well, price pushed up, came to sit inside this zone again, then price continued to push to the upside. Okay, so this is a very simple approach to trading supply and demand. In my subsequent videos, I'll go a bit deeper into some few other techniques to narrow down your entries. All right, so thank you so much for joining me here. Stick and stay. Sign out.